Can you tell us what is estate planning and why it's important for your family to have an estate plan?
Absolutely. Estate planning, generally speaking, is the process of taking a look at your personal and financial snapshot, just getting an idea of who you are and what type of assets you have and what your interests are, and then deciding how to best manage those assets during your lifetime, just to ensure that the assets are taken care of, managed in an appropriate way, so that whatever your eventual scheme is, wherever you eventually want those assets to go, that we put them in the best position to actually make it to that point where you reach a period of possibly incompetence, due to health issues, whether they be physical or mental, or you get to a point where you pass away, and you want to make sure that those assets are taken care of and that they're incorporated into a plan that we can actually effectively take out. It includes things like drafting a will, making sure that that will is drafted in such a way that when you have bequests that you want assets to go to a particular person, that we can do it in a clear way that's understandable to somebody that might be reading that document after you've passed. It also includes making determinations for things like minor children. Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to be in charge of making decisions on their behalf and making, decisions about them as a person, where they're going to go to school, that type of stuff, as opposed to whether or not they're going to have access to certain finances. Those are different questions that we would answer. We also take a look at the potential impact of taxation, both now during your lifetime and what the taxation will be potentially at the time that you pass or become incompetent. The other part that we might look at for certain people, especially those people that kind of know that there might be a particular issue or something that they're trying to navigate, whether that's a health issue that they're suffering from right now that might be long-term or debilitating, that we can plan for that long-term as well. So if there comes a point where they need long-term care, for example, or they need some sort of medical intervention, that we have the ability to protect assets from creditors' claims and make sure that they're paid for in the most economic way possible. It also includes, believe it or not, nowadays taking care of your pets. That's one I'm seeing a lot of. So who gets to take care of the family cat or dog?